Yeah. Alicia's not coming today.
Nope.
You go vacation, I mean.
Figured I was gone for a month.
She could, we take this.
She could take a week,
But
leave it all for me.
I don't see why not.
Yeah, I know, I guess, yeah.
Hi, how are you? Eric's not here.
You will be
Yeah.
stuck in traffic.
Okay, it's 6:30. I'll call the meeting to order. Need for an executive session. We have one on here. I need to add another one for personnel to include the town clerk and the town manager. As far as amending the agenda, we need to add G and W paving to the agenda.
New business, new business.
Under new business, yes. Yep,
Make a motion to approve both.
Second.
all in favor?
Right.
Aye. Anybody opposed? Select board minutes of July 30th.
All good, yeah.
August 6th.
Yep.
Yep.
And liquor board of August 6th.
That's right.
Okay. Interim town manager's report.
I've talked to Pam Jackson a couple of times about her driveway. I have, contacted all concerned parties that I can find with Dollar General. People that Dave Atherton had emailed previously last year when we had issues. I went down and talked to an assistant manager, wrote a letter and handed that to the manager because the district manager said if we send a letter down to Dollar General, they can scan it and send it to corporate. So I took down the letter plus the when they got their permits, the conditions and the environmental court decisions. I sent the entire packet. I hand delivered it down there and asked them to please scan it and send it to corporate. So I'm waiting to hear feedback from that letter, but I've done all I can do at this moment.
Right.
I have talked to several Plains Road residents about the condition of the roadway. It will be seeded down, which is the last step. Once there's rain in the forecast, we seed it down now. The seed's probably gonna blow away before rain. It's it. Sean is working on putting out a water hatch repair bid. We got the plans from Otter Creek Engineering, so he's working on the bid packet now. In your packets, I put the information if any of you want to be registered for town fair, that's what this is. It's October 8th up in Burlington. I also got information for state government municipal day on October 17th. Chad and I are going. They have 4 sessions, 8 different classes of piece you can choose from. It's everything from planning commission stuff, water, wastewater, highway. A little bit of everything in there. So if anybody's interested in looking at the agenda or me signing them up, I can do that. And then I also included in your packets, the VLCT model social media policy. After our conversation at the last meeting with the personnel policy, I looked on VLCT's website and this was an updated version of their social media policy. And I have worked with citizens complaints about speeding in a couple of different areas in town. And I have alerted PD, and in one of the places, a speed cart will be put out to help try to monitor too.
Where's that?
Out on West Creek Road.
That sign up sheet that had sounded like planning commission and stuff.
I'm mentioning it to the planning commission at their meeting next week. I've already asked to be,
Yep.
have it on their agenda. I
Yep.
emailed them. Cause I received it after their last meeting, so I
Okay.
did, email, and I have talked to Kevin Blow about it, so
Okay.
that they're aware.
Anybody else have any other questions for Ann? Select board remarks? Anything? Public comments?
Are you looking at us just,
I didn't know if you guys had comments, that's what they're
You're
looking.
talking,
oh, about what we just heard?
oh, well, anything you want to discuss on the board?
It's not on the agenda.
It's not on the agenda. you can
It's not on the
tell you.
agenda, yeah.
If it's not on the agenda, it would be time to
Okay.
do it, yeah.
Go ahead, Nisha.
Well, I'm here, our house is on Plains Road, as you know, and we're disappointed with the result that we have right now with our driveway. It looks terrible. It looks like a patch job. And we would hope that they could fix it and have it look better. The part closest to the house was new, brand new 2 years ago, so I would think that this should blend in fairly well, but I do have a picture of it if you wanna see it, but where they matched it, there's a area about 2 feet wide on the old part that's light in color. I don't know if there's dust that's ground in there and they can't get it out or what. And then there's some pretty good scrape marks from the heavy equipment that are on there too. It's easy to see. Another thing is the roadway. When you're backing out of the driveway, I don't know what you can't call it, but it fans out.
Apron.
Apron.
Okay, and if you don't make sure that you get out into the road before you start to turn, you go across the lawn either way.
Did it flare more before you?
Yeah, yeah. And then it seems like the dirt that's been put into the sides of the driveway, I don't know, they put some stone in there and then they sprinkled some sand or dirt on top and you can see the stones sticking up. Which I don't know if that's supposed to be there or not, but it seems like there's quite a drop once you get the mailman and other people driving on the dirt side of that pavement. There's gonna be a pretty deep rut through there. It's not packed down enough.
By your mailbox?
Right
Is
back,
that
but
paved?
even, yeah, and of
But-
course on the other side, it's the same way. And I didn't measure it. But from my driveway and I look out at the edge of the road. The road's about that high from the dirt, from the lawn, where the lawn should be. It doesn't seem like it's a smooth finish. And then, of course, after they finished what they did this spring, and they just threw some dirt over and some seed and some hay. It's a huge area where our lawn is not part of that. It's bad looking. Not a finished look at all for a front lawn.
Project's done, right?
I know, I have talked to Tom Markowski about, cause Nisha's not the only one that's complained about the way the lawns came in. And we've talked with Otter Creek Engineering and Markowski's. Tom said that once rain was in the forecast, he had planned on coming back through and redoing the seeding and such. But with it being so dry out, putting grass seed down, it's not.
Did that include dirt? Is there more poplar?
I can ask him.
Yeah, the seed's not. gonna break up.
No.
If we look at
These
these,
won't break up, no,
No.
no.
if
It
we
sounds
look at
like they,
these,
what's that?
Did we look at these?
I don't think so. We did.
Well, let's hear what they have
No,
to say.
Dan asked, should we look at
Oh,
them?
I thought.
Let's hear what everyone has to say.
Right,
I think-
yeah,
I think if you looked at them, you could get a much better idea than what I'm telling you. It's pretty hard to describe. Like the, where the repair work was put down, the last piece of asphalt. And it butts up to our original driveway. Looks terrible. It really looks terrible. It looks like somebody might have put a sealer on the upper part. Ran out of sealer and just kind of went straight across so that, you know, it would look okay, and then didn't finish it. Well, that's how light it is, and yours are all the same way.
Mhm.
And there's a.
This is Wilton's work, right?
which you're, so what you're saying is the new asphalt is a lot darker than your old asphalt,
Well,
which it's,
it's some darker, but my asphalt is only 2 years old. And it-
yeah,
when
but-
that, we had that rain today. It cleared ours off, it looks nice. And the other, but it's. I'm gonna show you a picture because I can't explain it. This is looking from my front room window. And this is what they just put down. And this is on my old, all that grade. And that's up on the roadside. And if that's the way it's supposed to be finished,
The old blacktop will be darker,
I understand that,
but,
but if a sealer, if it were to be sealed, it could be nice and smooth.
is it transition at the same?
You know, yours is not, okay.
it will,
So where the two mesh isn't proper, that's what I'm saying, right? But
Right,
if we're
it's
in your
not much,
driveway-
but it is not even.
There's no removal this winter, I think it's gonna be a problem. I'm gonna come in and hit that.
One's higher than the other.
Alright,
You all be
we
level.
think probably we should go look at it
Yeah.
at this point, next meeting.
Yeah, I think you should look at it as a homeowner. And say, do I wanna look at that every time I back out of my driveway?
I mean, the color, the new stuff will bleach out eventually.
Right, but that,
But I mean, if there's a difference in height, that's a whole different
yeah,
thing.
that's a different thing, but.
That looks
it's-
like it might be, dust and sediment between the
What?
two.
But it's funny, well, we didn't
can't
have
help that
we
we-
didn't have a hard enough rain, I granted last night, but ours got really dark compared to this gray.
Yeah, I
2
guess
foot
that might
section.
be silver.
Oh, so that gray is, you think is asphalt, that's silk, that's in between the two?
No, I don't think it's asphalt, it's something else is on there from the work they did, I don't know. If it's, like you said, some silt that's dusted on there, maybe packed down a little bit, I don't know, I just don't think. That, you know, their driveways all look like this too.
Alright, so I think we need to go,
Is is there anything to add to that before we do it, I just know if anyone else had something to add,
They want us,
Our
Pretty-
driveway
same thing,
is a level difference.
okay.
Are you right by niches?
Two down.
Two down,
To this
blue roof.
Oh, blue.
They're in
Yeah.
between.
yeah, Jacksons are in between the two of us.
Okay.
And our apron has also been narrowed down,
Narrowed
to
where?
almost none, where it used to be a decent apron, so you didn't drive on the lawn.
We used to be flat.
And it used to be level, almost level with Plains Road, now Plains Road is.
So
a
that's
good-
where the elevation changes from your
Well, Plains
driveway
Road is
to
higher.
Plains Road,
Where Plains Road
not
is-
where they patch.
Where they patched, there's a difference, and now Plains Road is higher than it used to be. So now we're going uphill when we're driving onto Plains Road.
well, that,
I guess I'm not surprised, the road.
the road is higher, that I'm not surprised at,
But I
but
think the
your
drive
drive-
should be
yeah,
flush.
yeah.
Yeah,
certainly back in your driveway, between your old driveway and your new should
That
be
should be,
flush.
yeah. should be-
That shouldn't be a
Not flush.
difference, so. All right, why don't we
we won't do it.
plan on, we'll plan on 6 o'clock before next week or 2 weeks meeting?
It's 9/4, but it's a Thursday instead of a Wednesday.
What's that?
The meeting's the 4th, which is the Thursday instead of that Wednesday, just to remind you.
Okay,
Change
all right.
it,
Mhm.
whatever.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's fine.
I won't be here that week. Probably. Is it possible to, is this gonna be a long meeting? Maybe do it afterwards?
We probably won't get it tonight. We've
Could
got,
be dark by the time we get out of here.
what about, next Wednesday? We got a BCA meeting next Wednesday. We could do it right before that. If any of you guys are coming to that or not, but I can do it then. Next Wednesday,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. I think-
yeah.
What time's it be?
So,
Oh,
6:30.
I think it's at 6:30, so 6 o'clock.
Yeah, let's do it next week.
Do you
So why
want
don't
me-
we'll stop
me to
by
get
6 o'clock
I'll meet you down
a
there
week from
because it'll be a
tonight.
public meeting.
and have a look at it.
Still moving, sir, 'cause it's a
Back
public meeting.
3 driveways.
That's right.
Well,
You get that?
Catherine and Adam are not happy either. Should probably be speaking. They couldn't come here tonight.
Where is there,
So they're next door to Kevin and Joanne.
Yeah.
so we're all in that line?
Yes.
Yes.
So could we
All
have,
four in the line.
could we have all the last names where there's an issue, just so we can put them in the notes?
Yeah.
The queue and.
I can get them from the sign-in sheet.
Alright,
Well, but you got one more that
Yeah, so-
isn't here. You've got their name.
the fourth party, it's not here.
Adam and Catherine.
What's their last name?
Um,
I know the name,
So,
yeah.
Karen Jackson.
I don't know a married name.
It'll
Perry.
come to me. I can.
No, it's not Perry.
DeLuca. DeLuca.
DeLuca.
That's
DeLuca,
not his last name. That's her last name.
well, we can use that as.
Well, we can,
I know there's one other party that would have been here, but her father is ill. She lives right up from the town office here on the left. Amy Wooster.
It's the fifth one. Yeah,
Jackson.
Her mailbox is like
So,
down almost to the ground. Whoever put that in there, I can't imagine that they thought it was okay. Set it in there.
so just for clarification, McEwen, Jackson, DeLuca,
Jansen, and then DeLuca.
Jansen. Just make sure we have it.
and Worcester.
and
And
you'll,
There's 5.
5,
and you'll warn that as a meeting.
Yep, I'll do
Okay.
it tomorrow.
5, okay.
Yeah. Any other public comment?
I have something to say. So, when they finished up when they were working on the driveways, our driveway was last. Only because my husband went out and said, I'm not accepting you going with wheelbarrows worth of asphalt. Cause they didn't pack that in. It was just wheelbarrowed in there. And so they got upset and said, well, we are gonna have to wait then, because our whatever paver or something is not here. And they got upset with my husband. So they came back last week, actually, Monday, I believe, they were there. Or I don't remember what day it was, but anyways, my husband went out when he saw that they weren't gonna fan it the way the apron was. So they got upset with him again, said, we're told, we're gonna do exactly what we were told, we're not doing any more. And I said, John says, okay, he said, if you don't do it right this time, you're gonna come back and do it again. So they did it, and someone that works for Wilkes, his name is Matt, said to my husband, you know, this is all done wrong. He says, this driveway should have been ripped up and a whole new driveway should be done. You're gonna have problems, all these driveways, you're gonna have problems in the spring. It's gonna freeze, it's gonna separate, the water's gonna get under there, and it's gonna ruin your driveway. So, I just want that,
Did you get his last name?
he works for Wilkes,
I know who it is.
So I was a little discouraged because the last time I was here, I felt like I was being bullied by this group to make a decision to have Wilkes fix my driveway. And now I hear, well, it was a patch job. So that doesn't make me feel good. So, and I talked to Ann today and I said, I want it in writing. They're gonna talk about sealing the two connections. And that's right, if that's what they wanna do, but what happens if it doesn't work? What happens if that breaks up, water gets under there? And now my driveway's ruined. So I asked her, I told her I wanted it in writing. That if this doesn't work. Who's gonna be responsible for giving me a new driveway? So,
Yeah. All right,
Hopefully ours will work.
We'll look next week.
Well,
we'll look next
If
week and,
these
yeah.
are done properly, I mean, driveways are what patched.
All the time, yeah.
All over the state where they deal with frost, if it's done correctly.
If it's not done correctly, who's responsible? And unfortunately, we won't know really until spring, will we?
No, probably not. Well, depends on the winter, you know.
Could, well, could I suggest we get somebody from,
Maybe have
the
Stevie,
company to be with us?
have Stevie come out himself.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I think we need to
Wanted
stop
this.
going back and
Yeah.
forth, let's just
Yeah.
have him here with us.
Yeah.
All right,
That works,
All right.
yep.
I know when.
If we
I don't
can't
know
have
how
Steve,
long
is
the
Tim
driveway
okay,
should
cause Tim's the
stay
one that,
put.
the one that.
We
Yeah.
had a.
Preferably
like 2 years
Steve, but
ago,
Tim,
and
yeah, I mean, they're both, yeah.
Job that was done
Yeah.
for us. And
we'll
we
see,
don't wanna have troubles now.
we'll see if we can get him out here with us when we look at this, so we're all.
The one we had was Witherby.
yeah, same with us.
Will, in ours originally.
That would certainly be helpful.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay,
Yeah.
yep,
Learning
thank you.
us.
We'll, like I say, we'll look at it next week and we'll go from there.
Okay,
All right.
so you don't need us around anymore.
Well, if you'd
No,
like to-
now let's
Well,
go through everything else that's
maybe-
in here.
Thank you.
Good to see you.
Thank you. Thank you.
This week's at 27th.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
No, it's-
any other public comments?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Fire Hill concerns. Update.
Update, Jeff finally got the letters ready. They were served by the police officer yesterday. I actually had a conversation with Ashley today. She came in to see me. She has a dumpster coming this week. Brad Keys is the one that she contacted, so I feel comfortable saying that it'll be delivered this week. And she has at least one of her vehicles leaving. She didn't give me a time, I'm assuming fairly quickly, because she needs the room for the dumpster where the car is. And then a second vehicle should be leaving very shortly, according to my conversation with Ashley today in the office.
Okay.
I haven't heard from the other two properties, but she did come in today and
That's
make
good.
contact with me. She said she'd stay in touch. That's the best I have right now.
Good.
No other response. When did they go out?
They were
Tuesday,
finally delivered yesterday.
Yesterday. So, yeah.
Jeff got them ready Friday, dated on Monday, so I had to wait till Monday so that they could be served, because he sent them in the mail, I think Friday, so that they actually got them. Ashley got hers today in the mail, but they were served yesterday by a police department.
Okay, and we forgot to scratch this, updated personnel policy with revisions. Think what we would plan on doing and got us DLCT's social media policy. Cause there are some concerns in this one we've got with what's written in it. So I don't know if everybody's had time to read this or not, or we wanna postpone this.
I think we need to table that till next.
Table it till
Yeah,
next meeting.
yeah.
Okay, fine with me.
Do you, just a quick question, I know you want to table it, do you want me to make that model social media policy for town of Pittsburgh and bring it back to next meeting? So it says town of Pittsburgh instead of model VLCT and. goes
I think we can look at it the way it is, and then if we decide we wanna use it, then make the changes.
Okay.
I don't think, cause if we decide it's, doesn't fit us, there's no sense
Okay.
you taking your time to do that.
Okay,
Everybody agree with that?
Yeah.
That's fine.
Um. camping on public lands or public parks ordinance.
I made the changes with I eliminated the times. And where I accidentally said public nudity, because I copied and pasted, it now says the camping. So it just needs select board approval and signatures at this point, I believe, unless somebody has additional changes.
Anybody have anything on it at this point? If I can get a motion to. either
So
approve or
moved.
Approve, second.
Then so I
Sam
think,
said it, okay.
Mhm.
So any other discussion on that? All in favor of passing that ordinance?
Aye.
Opposed? Pittsburgh Day ideas, feedback.
I'm gonna hand it over to Lynn.
Hey, how are you?
Well, how are you?
Oh, I'm here.
Oh, yeah, I feel that. Okay. So, the Pittsburgh Day Committee and myself, including, and we had our meeting today at 4:30 prior to this one, so like that we can discuss. We, this was our post meeting. We always have a post meeting afterwards to discuss what we'd like to change. And we also went ahead and reviewed yours. So I'm just gonna go down the list of what was given to me and I'll share what the committee shared. So bigger signage, at Furnace Road and the recreation area, we all agree. We're going to go ahead and make the same type of signage that the haunted house has. Big sign that they have that they put on Route 7. We're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna put one there and then we're gonna put one on the south side of town. So that we'll have two big signs and then I'll go ahead and add more of the street signs around town and around Route 7 and maybe even for a little further down 7 as well.
Before that day, Liz?
Yes, absolutely. Lifeguards present for that day, I will try. I only had 4 lifeguards on staff this time around and they were not available, so that's why they were not there. So if next year, if I have lifeguards and I can schedule them for it, I would absolutely do if I have the staffing. The location, the feeling that it was too spread out and maybe taking it back to the front of the firehouse. It was unanimously decided by the committee that they don't want to do that. They don't want to take it back down into in front of the firehouse. It's a lot of work for the firefighters and they don't have a lot of volunteers. It's a lot of work for the highway department. We would have to close down our street for the entire weekend because of the way the setup with the vendors are. The things that I have added for the kids, the big bouncy houses and the neck board and the axe throwing. We would have to put that up on Lothrop's land. I would have to send a building use request to the Rutland Supervisory Union to see if I can utilize the land that belongs to the school to add whatever we needed to. And we don't have a swim area down there. So everybody was like, we have a beautiful recreation area. Let's continue to, have it there and then we'll just go ahead and make a couple of changes where everybody feels it should be. The big draw regarding baseball, soccer, or disc golf tournament. I already have 2 disc golf tournaments. One is in January, that is the huge Pittsburgh Food Shelf fundraiser, and we have one in October. So we are going to have a cornhole tournament. We've never had it before during Pittsburgh Day, so we're going to work with, and gave me information about this league in West Rutland that they organize the cornhole tournament, and they also tie in a charity cause to that, so we're gonna add that to the affair for part of the event, and we'll choose who we're going to have the fundraiser for. Schedule, yes, all of the vendors, I just want to clarify, all of the vendors are booked and confirmed like in January. Then I have to wait for them to come back to me and let me know when they're going to be here. Okay, so I will do a much better, I'll do better in having them give me that information a lot sooner. Like the pony rides, for example, she was supposed to be there 1 to 6, didn't get there until 2. So I will try to gather that information for people, for the things that are only going to be periodically and not all day events, so like that we can put it out on Facebook and in the local community businesses. Visibility of the fireworks, I'll speak to Chuck. The trees have grown. He has always done it in the upper field by hole 9. last year he was more to the center. This year he did go a little more to the right. So I'll speak to him about moving it more to the center. That's the only thing I can do unless we want to start cutting down trees, and I don't think we want to do that. So I'll just see if he can move the location from it and go from there. But it's also, take the concerns to make sure that they're not too close to the tree line, so we don't have anything going back into the rec area itself. Silent auction, I'm gonna talk to the Pittsburgh Historical Society and see if that's something that I would like to take over. That is a huge project to do to fit into Pittsburgh Day. So if I find someone that has the items and can organize and man that, we'll go ahead and add it on. We scheduled Pittsburgh Day last August in 2023, right after.
2024.
It was, I'm sorry?
2024.
24, sorry. And it was out in Facebook. It was out in the Rutland Herald community calendar. It was in the Brandon Reporter. There was posters all over town in Camudas, and there was a Facebook event that was also created in order to let people know when the event was happening and what was going on. So Addison County Field Days moved their dates after. So I really can't, control when other, entities. So the committee decided that and it's true because consistency matters. If people know that Pittsburgh Day is going to be the first weekend of August, they're always going to go, okay, we're going to go to Pittsburgh Day on, first weekend of August. If we switch it now, the committee feels that we might lose people because already after Pittsburgh Day, we have the Jeep event here in town. They're doing it after Pittsburgh Day, and then you have the Brandon Carnival. So we all agreed, the committee, that keeping it, first weekend of August makes more sense so like that because people already have had that day for the last 2 years. The car show, I never had the car show. I never witnessed the car show. I was told that the car show didn't bring a lot of people to Pittsburgh. It wasn't a big draw. And Brandon has theirs like 2 weeks later, which is the Lost for Dogs or some type of fundraiser that they do. So that's the feedback that I got regarding your concerns and your suggestions from the committee. Some things that we are going to do differently, we're gonna kick it off with a color run. So we're gonna have this 5K run, but people wear white shirts and you get hit by tie-dye. That's gonna be a fundraiser for the Pittsburgh Christmas for Kids Foundation. Lori Hempel does a fantastic job. So all money raised from that will go to her. So it'll be kicked off by the color run. We are bringing back all the same games. I had a lot of people come up to me that the kids really enjoyed all of the different games and the mini golf, the dunk booth. We're bringing back the hot box. That was a huge hit with the kiddos and a great way for them to learn how to work with the fire extinguisher and things of that nature. We're gonna start it at 1 o'clock instead of 12 because we had a little bit of a lull. It was packed with kids, and then around, between 4:30 and 6, there was a little bit of a lull because all the kids were tired. They went home and then came back the folks that wanted to watch Sand Steel. So we're going to go ahead and kind of just reorganize the schedule a little bit. So like that, everything is a little bit more back to back and not as spread out. And another thing, just lost my train of thought on something that I wanted to mention.
More vendors.
Yes, I am going to be contacting local vendors. Crafty vendors, so they can come, and more so people from Pittsburgh, because we are celebrating Pittsburgh Day, and see if there are any local, beekeepers, craft, anything that want to come and sell their stuff. We have the Sunshine Lavender Farm here in town. Have them come and sell their stuff if they want to. Ask Monty's if they want to, set up something to give information, kind of talk to Camudas and Keith's and see if they want to sponsor something. They're not going to want to have food there because obviously they have their restaurants. So just, I'd like to utilize the town businesses to be a part of Pittsburgh Day and have them do so in whichever way they'd like to do. And I think that especially Camudas and Keith's, it'd be better for them to sponsor something as opposed to making food because they cater and we have all the food trucks that come and attend. So Yeah, Dunk Booth is gonna be Otter Valley football fundraiser, and we're gonna try to see if we can do the Dunk Booth or the cornhole to benefit the Rutland Humane Society. So everything was reviewed, and we have set the date for next year. It is gonna be August 1st. Okay, the first Saturday of August is gonna be at the rec, where I'm gonna go ahead and get all the vendors that we had in terms of the mini golf and the food. We wanna try to find someone that is a little bit more cost effective with the food, because we have great vendors, but the prices are a little up there. And if you have a family of 4, you're not gonna wanna spend, $17, $18 for a sandwich and fries. So we're gonna try to see if we can find a little bit more cost effective vendor, so there's a little bit of everything for everyone. And yeah, that's all I have for you. Any questions, concerns?
The lifeguards, how do you facilitate finding those?
Oh, I did add, we advertise in the paper, we advertise in Indeed, and Ann and I can tell you that we received maybe 14 applications via Indeed. Not one single person had a lifeguard certification. So we went through Indeed, obviously none of them were contacted because, they weren't certified, so my 4 that I had this year are coming back. I do have some of their friends that, are high schoolers and college kids that want to, probably do it. I'm still going to go ahead and move forward with becoming.
I just wondered about contacting the high schools. These are high school age kids.
High school going into college, yeah.
If maybe we could attract some of them.
Well, I was thinking that if I become, because the problem is that all of the training is like either up north or, really far away, and they're extremely expensive. They're like between $300 and $500, depending on where you go to get trained. It's ridiculous. So I think that if I get trained, I can offer the classes in here in Pittsford, and that'll be an additional revenue for the Pittsford Rec Department, and we don't have to charge
They
that
don't
much
do
money.
it at castles.
I don't believe so. It's never come up on my search, and I actually have to look up so I can get bridges. I can find, and if I do it, I think the closest one that I found was in Massachusetts, and that's fine because my mom lives in Mass, so I'll be able to go see her and go to the training. But yeah, it's not as easy as it is to become trained, and it is really, really expensive. So I think the best course of action is for me to become certified, and then I can just train kids, you know what I mean, get them certified, and we'll have our lifeguards.
Idea.
Anybody else have any questions?
So we have a rec committee?
We don't have a rec committee. I just created the flyer to send to Lothrop. I dropped it off yesterday to set up the rec volunteer committee. So and I put that we want them to help with sports activities, so hopefully we can get some parents interested in lending a hand and helping.
Thanks, Liz.
You're very welcome.
Yep. All right, new business, enhanced energy plan hearing 1.
So I will freely admit I screwed up. I didn't notify it soon enough for enhanced energy #1. September 4th, we're still good because it was in Brandon Reporter's paper today. And we can do it September 17th and we're legal. So those have been properly warned, and I apologize. Things got away from me on my desk. So we will have the enhanced energy ones on September 4th and September 17th. And they have been now properly warned and everything handed out.
Book drop box locations.
So this was what Donna Wilson had mentioned at the last meeting, that she wanted one to be somewhere else in town other than the transfer
I
station.
think he comes back.
Yeah, I think she was here for that.
Well, she,
I've talked to Shelley.
wanna go get her, Dan?
Is she
I
coming in or
think
what?
maybe she.
Oh, bathroom, oh, okay.
I did talk to Shelley at the
Okay.
We
library.
could go to the next one. and come
Oh,
back,
yeah.
Please. Please.
All right, so we'll come back to that one. Town meeting information sessions, idea discussion.
So we had mentioned back at town meeting that the meetings in August, we wanted to start mentioning town meeting information sessions and ideas to try to get more people involved. When I went to the leadership summit, there was actually one of the seminars was on this and how different towns are doing different things. One town has changed it up and does like a 3-part series. So in October or so, they have a public input day, on what the public would like to see for changes and like a budget informational meeting. And then in January, they have another one that's part of a select board meeting to hear what the public has to say about the budget as it stands as of that date. And then they have their, they have actually decided to do their budget vote by Australian ballot, but they still have another meeting so that people can have, discuss their things. And that's what one town's doing. Another town is doing, I don't know if it was a potluck or somebody made a whole bunch of pies or whatever. And they have an informational meeting before a town meeting to get public input on their budgets are a couple of the ideas. I know we had talked about different ideas after our last town meeting to try to get more people there. So I put it back on the agenda because it was in my notes after the last town meeting that we want to start talking about it in the fall. But
Okay,
Yeah, that's something,
yeah,
you're right about bringing it up, we did say that.
Yeah.
But
so,
you want me to move it to October after the public hearings that we have to have for enhanced energy and such? Or do you want me to do it like the September 17th meeting?
let's do it the first meeting in October.
October 1st?
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Donna, you ran out right as we did the book drop location,
Yeah.
so now we're going back to that, so.
You left us.
You left them. So, book drop box locations.
So, I've talked to Donna, I've talked to Shelley, I've talked to Liz Zulia at the library. My suggestion is that we keep the one that's at the transfer station, but add a second one and put it out back here. It's not gonna bother anybody back there. People come here anyways to drop off batteries and medicine, and if they're paying their taxes, they can swing through, or if somebody's cleaning their house on a Sunday and they wanna drop off the box will be available at any time to make a book drop. That's my suggestion.
And most
So-
important is the people that come to collect it can clean it out, so you can actually use it. That's the issue.
And if I see them here, I can catch them. I have a transfer station key. I can let them in to empty it.
So that if we made arrangements, if it gets full, to pull the books and hold them, they won't, whoever comes to get them won't pick them up unless they're in that one location. Is that what I understand?
Well,
Who
they
collects
can't-
the
you
book?
can't go, it's like, just like when my husband went down to, working for CV. There's an extra key that down there, there's an extra lock, so CV could get in there. Okay, they're not gonna do that for this out-of-state company. So when they go to pick up the boxes, the books, they go to pick up all the books, they can't get in because the transfer
can't get
station is not open. So then you go down there and it's always full, and then the problem is people started just leaving the books outside the bin. Now the guys, our workers have to go and pick them up, they're all wet, they're no good to anyone, they have to go in the dumpster most likely. So having it here where they can just come in when they do Rutland County and come in and collect all those books from the bins. It's right out here, they can do it.
Yeah.
That's the issue.
So we would all have one drop box?
Well, you were saying, yeah, there's no sense having one down at the dump if they can't get in and get it. That's the
You
whole,
can have them pick that one up. I have no problem with that. I just figured if people are cleaning out and they have trash, they can bring their books
yeah,
there.
but doesn't solve our problem. So,
Well-
why can't it be at the library?
that's where we logically should be if you're getting rid of a book,
Well,
that's where the other,
And there was
that's where
an
the other
issue.
ones are.
What was the issue with that?
So I've talked to Shelley. One, they don't have a lot of extra parking. She doesn't want it on the lawn to be mowed around. She has talked to other town librarians. One town said that they found their books are being dropped into the bin, even though it's on the opposite side of the library. See, everybody sees a Dropbox bin. They put the book in there. And then, another one has said it became full, and then she had issues. She contacted the company came and cleaned it out, but, those are concerns that Shelley passed on to me from other libraries, but the big concern is library books ending up in this book bin.
Oh, I can see that happen.
Yeah.
I don't see, why don't we just take that one box that's at the dump, the transfer station, and bring it up here? The problem
That's
solved.
Could
I
we-
think.
And where the old box is, could we put a sign? and let those people know where it is.
Where it is now,
Box has been
yeah.
removed, put it in the newspaper and in our newsletter and. A sign down there, I don't know. If they can't get them,
Well,
I'm
no,
willing to
I,
do this, I'll put a sign down there.
For a while, so people know.
Shelley laminated at the library, so it, right where that spot is, that's not a problem.
Where we gonna put it here?
I don't know, it seems more logical to me. to have
Right
the
that, we
library.
can put it right by the
Whatever,
sand
I
pile.
mean,
let sand pile, right?
no, I mean, it seems more logical, but on the other hand, I can see people.
Yeah.
They tend to be lazy and whatever box is the closest, I'm
They'll
bringing a
put it
book
in,
back
yeah.
and
Here's
so
something
I
like
can see that
He
point.
does not want
You
it.
know.
He was very adamant with Dave Atherton. He was very adamant with me.
Try it.
Yeah, if you can try it, if it becomes an
Doesn't work?
issue here, then we have to.
If
do
we
something.
never say it's gonna go to the library,
Yeah,
like it or not,
it'll go there, yeah.
Or it just leaves town,
huh?
or it just leaves town.
Well, if we
Yeah.
decide we wanna have it at the library, later on, it's going to the library, I mean,
Yeah,
it's. But,
Yeah.
I guess we can try it, it just seems
We
to
do
me
pay a
like
big
it's not
bill
a
out
place
there.
that I drive to recycle books, but I guess once you get the information.
my point is we
it'll
pay a
work.
big bill down there too, yearly. We write a big check
Oh, yeah,
down there.
we read a
so,
huge one,
Yeah,
Yeah, oh, yeah.
that's why I'm just saying, it seems logical if you're gonna. But I
But
don't
if
know.
you do have people throwing books to be returned.
I
into this
understand
thing,
that.
Well,
Yeah,
don't,
God.
don't, can I, just for a point of clarification, let me go on.
Yeah.
I'm tired of this already.
Oh, yeah, no,
But Isn't there a book drop already there?
Yeah, but
But
Wait a
it-
minute.
Yes, it's in the front of the building.
Right,
The
where
front of
people
the
walk
building.
into the library.
Yeah.
If you have something in the back that says this is for throwing away books, recycle them.
You would hope that they wouldn't put them in there, right?
But that's, maybe it's too tough.
Oh, possible.
I just wanna make the point,
Yeah.
it seems to me. more
We get your
logical.
point.
Yeah,
I get
I'm
your
done,
point.
see it.
wait,
Yeah,
take it.
I-
Put it up here, put it in the back. put it
Yeah,
up.
I just, I
Put it
think
next to the sand.
we try it here for,
Took like a year to
Yeah.
find.
See what happens.
yeah. I think we move it up here, so do we need a motion on that or just a consensus?
Whichever you prefer.
All
I'll
right,
make
I'll take a motion.
yeah, I'll make a motion, we
I
move.
move we bring the book box, book return, or the book depository up here,
The used, the
Used.
throwaway book,
the throwaway book.
not, yeah,
Alright.
makes, yeah.
Yeah.
You seconded
I
that?
second, I'll second that.
All right, any discussion, Mark?
No.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right,
Opposed?
opposed?
No.
Okay, all right. That's fair.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. What drops? FY 2025 budget recap.
Mark had asked for this, so I included it in your packets.
Yep.
It's in there.
I can try to answer questions. I've gone over it a couple of different times.
Just 1 minute. I highlighted a bunch of stuff.
It should be the last thing that was here.
I moved it though.
So our computer contracts is like double.
Because we used to have Vermont Digital, they went out of business and we went with Sillaway.
Surely more money than what we had budgeted, right?
Truly.
That's my, that's
And
what I remember, but.
Unfortunately, I believe we're gonna be over budget in that line item this year too, because we didn't anticipate how much it was going to cost. Yeah, for the current company.
Some of the things are offset, especially the police department and what we're
Yep.
doing down here. It's pretty easy to see where that's going.
Yep.
I think the highway did a nice job staying real tight on their budget.
Yes, they did.
I guess I had a question, are we putting enough money into our forward funds for new equipment? I think that's something we're gonna have to address when we budget this year. I just wanted to,
For highway,
well, I mean, we got, no, there's a bunch of stuff. We're gonna do patrol cars.
and I think that is gonna be a part.
And fire.
Capital planning is gonna become a major issue. We are going to need to start looking at that. Infrastructure wise and everything, I plan on sitting down with my department heads and finding out infrastructure, vehicle. anything that needs long-term care, like what are we looking at, how many years for replacement? Paving's gonna become an issue at some point. 300,000 sounds like a lot until you go to pave the roads. So, you know, I'm trying to maintain that infrastructure as well.
No, my point is kind of from, we've got 25,000 in the first response replacement and 25,000 patrol vehicle. One's getting used a lot more than the other, so I mean, I
Oh,
think we're gonna have to relook at these. And vehicles are more expensive, and the ones, just the point I'd like to say is the ones we're buying, these Dodge Durangos aren't worth their weight. They're just boat anchors, and I think we have to start planning for something that's gonna last a little longer. If we're gonna make the investment, we should do something decent. But that was one of the things that jumped out at me. Other than that, Ann, I thought it was pretty good overall.
I've been through a couple times trying to, make sure that we were in line and correcting little things that I found, that, you know, if it was in a zero budget category, did it need to be in there, or was it supposed to be reallocated to what had a budget?
Thank you very much for putting this together.
Yep.
Give a good picture, and we're not too far away from budgeting, so a real good time.
Right on the
What we're
corner.
doing, yeah.
Those were the couple things that jumped out, but I don't think it looks out of line, really.
And I'm still waiting for the auditors to give me their date to come in. I've sent them an email waiting. We've done the preliminary audit with them, sent everything in before Pat left. We're just waiting to hear when they're coming in to do the physical audit for the rest of it.
Yeah, we'll need to start our first budget meetings here. So.
I figured mid-October.
First September.
September or 1st of October.
Yeah,
We don't wanna put it off too long.
We started mid-October last year, I looked, sure.
Yeah, I'd rather start a
A little early.
So we don't end this, we had special meetings too, I'd rather stay with.
Right,
But,
yeah.
Thank you for this, this is helpful, but I do think we should look at the end of September or at least the first of October.
It'd have to be October 1st, because September 17th
That's fine,
is gonna be a
but
rough
I
one
think we
for
should
me.
make sure it's right
Right.
on the agenda to
So
start.
October 1st, yeah.
Okay.
Citizen concerns with the town clerk. And I think that was brought to your attention, correct?
Yeah, what came to my attention is, the schedule on when the new transfers are recorded and entered into the books on.
Been behind on that, we've been short-staffed and trying to train new people, and so we are behind, we're pretty well caught up. We've made a big dent in it this. We're trying to break it loose. We've got a lot that has already been sent out. Today, we got a lot loose, and that unfortunately is the tail end, and when we get swamped, that sits too long, and so we're going to try to set it up a little different so we can go, instead of doing the whole stack, we're going back and picking it up, we're gonna try to go right through everything.
Is there a set time schedule when those come in and are supposed to be recorded?
Not that I'm aware of, but we try to get them as quick as we can. Being left alone, and Liz left, we didn't bring anybody in right away. It was a while before we brought anyone in. It was Pat and myself, and we were trying to do what we could. Pat, leaving, we brought Corey in, but there was quite a space in between. And Pat was using vacation, and we just, between training and trying to get caught back up, we have made a big difference in the last couple of
So
weeks.
the whole office staff helps with that?
No, it's just mainly Dolores and myself on and Dolores had just started training, and then she had to be out,
Yeah.
because of a personal issue, and has been very busy with, taxes and water bills, and there's days that I can't even do anything with recordings because I'm only taking cash.
Do we need to help you with more labor in the office?
And we need to get everybody trained so that everybody can do different things, and I think we're gonna discuss another issue later in executive.
I guess my question is,
Yes,
you need more help in there. Is that something we need to look at allocating or look in our budgeting process as we go into the fall?
You need another
Or
part-time
do you
person
think-
in there.
This is gonna cure itself.
It's gonna cure itself, but we've got two people that are being trained as we speak. And I'd like to discuss that more when we get into executive.
Oh, we can, I'm just, I wanna make sure that's something we can.
But yeah, it's something that we may have to. Or a space where somebody can go and record where they aren't answering the phones and having everybody that walks in interrupt them too.
Well, I'm concerned because we closed the office per se on Friday, right?
Well, per se.
To get, yeah, per se, I know, they come in anyway.
They come in anyhow, but on top of that, we didn't even try to close it with everything being due. And we only had a couple people, so we tried to close it this past Friday, and it was the first time in weeks and weeks. And people just went around and came in the other door. And people were really, people have been in town long enough that they know there's another door.
So I guess my question is,
Close that one too.
this goes into, do we need more help?
But
Should we be back open on Friday if we got more help? I mean, I'm putting these all out for thought process. We have to discuss them, but I,
forgot.
just something to throw out there, cause a lot of people do their stuff on Fridays now, it seems, right?
Staying late at night, and this last weekend was the first weekend I took the whole weekend off in a while. And I take stuff home to read at night because I don't let alone to read any of the things I need to read at the office.
Maybe that's something we're gonna have to. look
Yeah,
at,
but so Dolores is in the process of being trained
Yes.
to do this, correct?
Sorry.
Sure she is. So how long, how much?
Well, we just gotta get time together that we can be left alone, get our more into the recording and into the. Like, we started, when we started and stopped, with everything going on. And you can't really, the two of us can't sit there together and not let anybody in.
Yeah, we have to. But we have to have somebody that's gonna.
Donna,
This was an issue in 2013, I believe, Food Fair brought that to the board. The transfers weren't getting done. I don't know if you remember, but this was an issue then, and nothing happened. And I know I was in June trying to get some answers, and it was the same story that couldn't get caught up. So I'm not sure what this is about, because when I was in the lister's office, if we didn't get the transfers, I couldn't do them on the computer, and that was part of my job.
When we originally stopped Friday in the office, or per se Friday, right? Cause they don't really stop. That was part of it too at that point, right, David? Am I wrong?
right, I
was
think
sitting here- I was
the
sitting here.
idea was to
Couple
close
years
the office
Yeah,
on
right.
Friday. To keep peace and quiet, to be able to get stuff caught up, and I think that was what, a year or two ago? I mean, time flies, I don't remember how long it's been, it says on the door.
But bypass it completely, I mean, they go around, and more times than not, the door is open all day because everybody's got something that they need right that minute.
We may have to, at least half of the Friday, just lock the door.
So I'll tell you that
Gotta deal with it.
I know
Yeah.
a year or two ago, whenever all this went down, I believe, didn't we get somebody from Brandon to come in and help you get caught up?
no, Sue came down for one day to go over some financial stuff.
And to meet with us down here on some other, issues that were going on in Pat's office, with Pat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. There was a couple things that Dave thought should be done different, and that Sue did things different, but when she got down here, she basically did it the same as what we were doing.
Okay.
But
I knew we had somebody from Brandon doing something, I couldn't remember what.
there are times we need a little quiet time so we can deal with some of those things, it's actually.
Yeah, something's gotta be figured out, because it's gotten to a legal point in a couple of things that they couldn't find. And closings were gonna happen, and they couldn't find stuff being recorded. Granted, they don't very often come back to back like that, but when they do, they can't find the records, or
I guess I retired from teaching because I didn't feel I was efficient as I used to be. And I think age is a factor here too, and efficiency, and I think that needs to be looked out.
I think we have to look at our budget for our allotment for the office. We may need to, when we do our budgeting, I think we're gonna have to address that, whether it's just someone part-time to run the counter a little bit in between, or at least block, to get to this, they can get their work done. I don't know.
Something.
Well, we'll take any ideas you have, because it's the problem.
The phones go off part of the day, some people, between the phones and the people coming in, and everyone is very needy. And the attorneys are sending people in to get their own stuff, so they expect us to go pull everything.
People are needed, I agree. But yeah, we'll have to do something, because we can't have records.
So, your elected position,
Yes.
Darcy, you're hired by the town, right? What did I say wrong?
You called her Dorothy, her name's Dolores.
It's been a long day.
On a few days.
Just the assistant clerk treasurer.
Okay, so whose responsibility or is there anything legal about who can do these recordings?
Yes.
It all falls back on you, doesn't it? You're responsible for it in the end.
Get the words straight.
Okay,
We have worked diligently today to get everything where it should be. I took on a bunch of it today and we mailed out a great big stack, and we have another stack tomorrow.
And more to go. In the middle of all this, they also changed, one of our programs, they did away with e-search. Gave us Record Hub, and we've been having some problems with Record Hub. And we go to get documents that are scanned, and if there's 5 pieces in one of them will scan, 5 of documents, one of them today wasn't scanned, and we search it by a name, it doesn't come up. You search it by book and page, sometimes it comes up. Other days you do book and page, nothing comes up, but then the name it's not consistent day to day. So now we're at a point where before we return something, we're making sure that those scans are actually there, because we don't want to send stuff back and not have a scan.
it may come, we gotta look at it, it
So
may come to
everything like
more assistance.
Consistently slowing us down.
Okay,
Right.
all right.
Okay.
Orders and payroll. No questions on the orders.
Can we do GW paving first?
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
good. Sorry. Oop,
No, you're
use
okay.
my, we'll be activated again. Sorry about that. Yes, we have a bid here from GW Paving to seal.
This is for the town office,
Town
front and
office.
back.
Front and back.
There is one for the town garage and fire department. It's $6,100. Chad just texted me back. He just got it and he just emailed it to me here. So I can go print that while you guys sign orders if you'd like to be able to see that one, but that one's to do the town highway garage and
Two different.
two different bids. So there's $6,100 to do the highway garage and fire department. And then there's this one to do this building.
Are there other bids besides this?
No, Chad has spent almost all summer trying to find a company that would come in and even give him a price, and this is the only company that has responded to him.
Wow.
So Wilk wouldn't even,
They don't
They
do
will do it.
ceiling.
they don't do ceiling anymore? They used to do, right?
This doesn't do ceiling?
Apparently not.
I remember seeing Wilk ceiling trucks, but that was,
I haven't seen any recently,
okay, why, yeah.
but I know that Chad has spent time, he's struggling to find ceiling companies. And he's really, really having a hard time finding a company that will come and do the lines on roads. The only one in Vermont is L&D, and he's still waiting on a price from them. And the only other company he's found is out of Syracuse.
So on these, when was the last time we sealed both these parking lots?
Oh, God.
This one was, I think, 2013.
2013.
And then I didn't check highway and stuff. I can look on the asset management sheet, but it was such a small dollar amount.
I don't think fire department has been done, it was repaid, but never been sealed since it was repaid,
I
to my
know,
knowledge.
I think it's been done once according to Bill Hempel, and he asked about having it done, but I don't
I
know.
don't think it was it was paid, but I don't think it was ever resealed,
Okay, I don't know.
but
I've only.
I may
been
be
here
wrong.
3.5 years, so I
I've been
don't.
wrong before, but. I
Would
don't think
this
so.
be a plan of something done this year? Or
It can be, it can be part of the paving budget for this year because we ended up with the grant for Furnace Road.
There is a problem down in front of the firehouse that's starting to break up the pavement. I
Yes,
noticed
it
that
is.
last time I was
And that's
there.
why,
Yeah, it needs some attention.
that's
It
why
needs-
Bill Hempel asked about
It
getting,
needs some filling and sealing. a little
So
bit.
in our paving budget for this year, we have enough money.
we have enough money to do both this and the highway and fire department.
And the fire department, of course, we don't know what the fire department would be right now. We don't have a bid.
Yep,
on that.
we,
It was
I have it, it's in
$6,100.
$6,100.
Oh, I thought that was, just, okay, it's for both. Okay,
Yeah.
Two
sorry.
quotes.
6,100
I got
down
it.
there,
6,100.
8,700, 8,700 here,
Yeah,
6,100 there.
I just thought there was a third, the way that was.
No,
no, no,
I got it
sorry.
now.
No.
Well, I think if we've got the money budgeted to do it, and it's been that long, then probably we should have it done.
Right.
But I really would like to have a second bid, it's kind of.
Yeah, I don't know.
I've been trying to get
So-
somebody to pave my road for 2 years, so it's tough getting these guys to do anything.
I looked under our purchasing policy to see what it said. And if it's between $2,500 and $10,000, you can put it out to bid without a formal bid process and see who you get. You can also just do one preferred vendor, dependent upon if it's a specialty thing. So you can go either way with this, according to the purchasing policy.
Well, once the pavement starts breaking,
Yeah.
it's gonna be a lot.
I make a
That's
motion
the
to go
problem.
ahead and,
Yeah,
award these bids to GW
second,
for the amount, said 8,700 and what was the other one?
61.
6,100.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed? Okay. Alright. Now orders and payroll.
Is A1 the only vendor we use for these services?
Porta potties, typically, yeah.
Yeah.
Do we contact anybody like London?
I don't know if they have been contacted in the past or not. I know typically A1's usually one of the cheaper ones around here, but I can ask to have them contact Dundon's for pricing.
pretty good. I don't have any issues on the orders, is that every year they have to spend that to certify that ladder, that 4,700 that's on there?
Sure.
I think it's as the inspector.
That's what I heard.
It's every year. Every other.
It used to be every 5 now, whether they've changed it, when I was chief, it was every 5 years.
Well, I think we did, I remember us doing it last
We
year,
have,
so
that's why I remember too, that's why I
it's
just. wanna ask.
probably, well,
It could be
all
yearly,
about
I don't know. It's all about
extracting money.
safety. Oh, yeah.
Wasn't it this?
Well, I think-
year that bill came through?
it was last year.
Around the new year. It was 4,700 for certification on it, was that what it was? Right, yeah.
4,200.
Yeah, it was.
So
I
it's
shot
about
money for
$4,000 or $5,000.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's for the ladder and for the truck and for the
every year.
hose or something.
Well, if something breaks and somebody falls off and gets killed, that's, so
Yeah,
it's.
Well, I know,
no more,
I
yeah.
remember having this discussion, let's, I go. They can start sealing and certifying on my side, my part-time.
Do we have anything for the liquor board? We have.
I gave you the one that had been signed, I thought.
The minutes were in the liquor, but you
No,
don't
there's
have
no
any
liquor board on
permits
that.
There
now.
weren't any, I saw it was on here. I didn't remember seeing
I
one.
left it on there in case there was something last minute. I apologize.
Okay, all right, so that ends our open meeting. Tonight, we're going to go into executive session in accordance with one VSA 313A, where premature general knowledge would clearly place the municipality or person involved at a substantial disadvantage to discuss the appointment, employment, or evaluation of a public officer or employee, provided that a public body must make the final hiring or appointment decisions and explain its reasons for the decisions in open meeting, one VSA 313A3, to include the interim town manager for the first one and the interim town manager and the town clerk for the second one.
Make a motion, we go into executive session for those stated reasons.
Can I get a second? All in favor?
Aye.
And we will do,
Number two first?
we will do number 2 first. Okay. But you got it sooner.
We gotta let him.
We gotta, yeah,
You gotta
he's gotta
break
pick
down.
up, so, we gotta come in